All right, everybody, it's case study time. Now, every module in this course includes a case study, and I want you to understand what it is and what it is not. Now, a case study is not a worksheet. It's not a summarize this article assignment, and it's definitely not a place to paste something generic and hope that I don't notice. Now, a case study is where you practice thinking like a business analyst. You're given a real world scenario, typically an ethical conundrum. You identify the problem, you analyzing it using the course concepts, and you recommend actions supported by evidence. Now, what I'm actually grading is I'm going to grade whether you do these three things. Identify the real problem, not the surface level symptom. What's actually broken, risky, inefficient, unethical, or misaligned? We're going to analyze using our course concepts, using vocabulary and framework from the module. Don't drop terms, apply them correctly, and show you understand them. And I want you to recommend realistic actions, not just fantasy, not they just should fix it. Give actionable steps that a business could take and explain why those steps make sense. Now, what you must submit, and I want you to always check your instructions on the assignments, your case study has multiple required deliverables. Most of your zeros in this happen because someone misses a step. And in business analytics or data analytics, looking at that key information and identifying pieces is a core concept. Now, here's the standard structure. You're going to do a written report. That's a Word document. You'll submit a Word document, usually 1,000 to 15 words, 1,500 words. 1,000 words is the minimum as a doc or a docx file. Your report should follow a professional structure. Now, it can deviate from this, but it should have some form of introduction, a background, problem identification, some analysis, solutions and alternatives, recommendations, and a conclusion. So I want to see what the case is and why it matters. I want to see key contact, industry, organization, stakeholders, and timelines. I want to see what issues you're trying to solve. I want deep analysis using the course concepts and evidence, and more than one option with pros and cons. I want to see your best plan with clear actions, and I want to know what outcomes you expect if your plan is followed. And yes, even in this class, though we're not in English class, citations are required, both in text and post-text references, every single time. Plagiarism is a big no-no in college, and you will be held to that standard of ethical use of technology and ethical uh, citations. Next, if the assignment requires it or needs it, you're going to be utilizing data or Power BI components. In this case, in many of the case studies, or some of them, you're going to be using Power BI or data analysis. It's not decorative. Your visuals have to support your arguments. That means your visual shows something meaningful. You interpret it in writing and it connects to your recommendation. Now, not all case studies have a data piece to them. A lot of them are doing ethical conundrums and ethical concerns. And so you're going to be reaching into your own life history, your own experiences, your knowledge, and you're going to tie that to research from outside the class. Now, the second deliverable is discussion board post and peer engagement. In most modules, you'll need to copy and paste from your case study text in the discussion board and post it into the discussion board. You are not going to just upload a file. You have to copy your text and paste it as a discussion board. And then you need to respond to your classmates with real feedback. Great post does not count. Good peer responses do one or more of these. They reference course concepts, they challenge an assumption, they add evidence or an example, and they ask a thoughtful question that moves the discussion forward. We're looking for a banter, a back and forth here that's based on information and research. Now, an automatic course failure can happen. I would strongly suggest don't test me. It will happen every time. Here's how people accidentally or sometimes on purpose earn zeros on this. They only submit in one location when there are two required. If you don't upload to the plagiarism detector or you don't copy and paste the text into the discussion board, that is a zero on the assignment. They forget the plagiarism detection link. If you pop up with lots of plagiarism, you're going to get a zero on the assignment. They upload a file to the discussion board, but don't paste the text. This is the number one way people get a zero on this assignment. You must go to the discussion board and paste your text from your Word document as a discussion board post. And then they miss the deadline. If you miss the deadline, we do not accept late work. It is completely over. And the biggest our thing that happens a lot anymore is they submit plagiarized or AI generated content. I know when it's AI generated because it doesn't have any of you in it. It doesn't have your histories, your thoughts, your opinions. The data is wrong or the references are incorrect. Don't submit AI generated content. It's too generic. If you do, you're likely going to get a D or an F on the assignment. Even you're not getting counted off for using AI. The AI just writes it very poorly. And yes, I want to be very clear, AI generated writing is not allowed unless I explicitly tell you otherwise. If it's not your work, it's a zero. You can use AI as a tool, you just can't use AI to write. Now, how you succeed in this without actually overthinking it, start early and do it in passage. Read the case study, highlight the real issue, outline your sections before you write, build your argument using the module concepts, add evidence and citations, and then write a recommendation that's specific, realistic, and based on your reality. Then submit in every required location before that deadline. And a very last reminder, late work is not accepted. If it's due, it's always due on a Friday and it's always due at 5 p.m. The system will close, and that's the end of the story. If by some magic chance it does allow you to submit after 5 p.m., you will still get a zero because you have not met the deadline. All right, go and handle those case studies like an analyst, clear problems, deep analysis, real recommendations, and correct submission steps. You'll be great at it. Gets into a lot of the deeper stuff that's more theoretical, less hands on. And so I'm hoping you enjoy it. All right, bye, guys.